Hey, wow, what a start to episode 100. Let's see, right before we go live, I suffered the most fatal injury any human being can ever suffer because they're so unexpected. You never know when they're going to happen, and they're really inconvenient, and it's a fucking Charlie horse. The cramps in the back of your leg, like up at the thigh. Ugh. God, I thought I got shot. I had to call my dad. I had to call my dad to bring me a cup of water.
Daddy, save me.
I didn't even know. Like, what is a cup of water gonna do?
I need the hydration.
Holy shit! It's episode 100. I joined this show when I was in high school. God.
July 2017.
Yeah, I was a senior in high school.
You know how we kicked off the live shows every week, right? You remember?
God, no.
You were doing your hot takes, and you go, is there a way to do one live with a chat? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we just started going live every Wednesday.
Hey, fuck you. I'm the reason we have a podcast.
Well, no, I was doing the Raw and SmackDown and stuff.
No one had the idea of doing a live online podcast until us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Dude, 2019 was fucking cool. We did some cool shit for this channel.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard. Nah, Steve. Not even close to being over. Brother, we just getting started.
Yeah.
What's going on, Ashton? Anthony Mazzano's here. My favorite, Nicholas Altamore. I'm assuming that's his last name. He says, eat a fuck ton of bananas. I don't like bananas. They're icky.
Really?
Bananas are just disgusting.
Huh.
If you like a banana, you probably are insane.
I don't mind bananas.
We're going to talk about our 2019. I guess our, channel 2019. And then our, personal 2019, I guess.
And wrestling in 2019, what we liked and didn't like.
You want to start off with the shit we liked and didn't like?
So, I mean, quick rundown of, the major... So, let's just go through some of the major wrestling events in 2019. I mean, the moment 2019 started, the first news we got was All Elite Wrestling's a thing.
I totally forgot.
That was literally midnight. Well, actually... For some people, it wasn't right as 2019 started because it wasn't until they didn't post that video until Pacific time midnight.
Tim.
Nick.
I totally just fucking remembered. I remembered being drunk in my old manager's bed at a party. And I called you on the phone drunk as shit. And I was like, it's a thing. Oh, I remember that. Wow. What a terrible year it's been. That I don't even remember that until you have to spark that memory. I'm old.
It happens.
God.
So, I mean, we had that news, All Elite Wrestling. And then if you think about it, in WWE...
It was a tame ass year.
We didn't really get much noteworthy news until they finally said, hey, Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte are the main event of WrestleMania. Because I don't even think... Seth winning the Rumble and Becky winning the Rumble was that big of news. Why is my camera glitching? Anyways.
Yeah, it's super glitched.
It only did a couple times. Anyways, so for WWE, it's okay, that was news because, well, there was the first women's WrestleMania main event. And then All Elite Wrestling held their first show in May, Las Vegas, which we attended. You have any good memories from that weekend? Vegas, going to StarCast and whatnot.
Oh, goodness gracious. I remember going, that was the first time I went to a dispensary. That was cool. That was neat. I got edibles and
a disposable. Walk back and forth to the freaking hotel in that place 3 times.
Fucking print.
Well, you need this page. No, you need that page.
It was the worst.
Stephen Wong says, don't forget January 4th, 2019. I mean, I didn't think last year's Wrestle Kingdom was super newsworthy, to be completely honest, if that's what you're getting at. I mean, Tanahashi beat Omega for the belt, but that was expected. So it wasn't really big news because it was what everybody expected to happen.
Oh, I think another really cool thing from the whole Starcast weekend,
Uh-huh.
on like a personal 2019 note, is that like I super finally got the fuck out of my shell with like A, interacting with fucking other human beings, and B, being on camera, which are two things that I horrified of because I just fucking stupid. And like you can tell in the vlog that we did, we were like asking questions, and on the first few people, I was like, well, "What are you looking to?" And then finally, towards the end, I was like super loose, and I was like gelling with everything. So I think that kicked off like me wanting to do a lot more shit involving like camera and production on
Right.
this channel. That's gonna be a ton of fun.
I also thought it was cool because technically it was the first time. It wasn't the first like event we had gone to because we'd gone to some New Japan shows and stuff. But it was the first one we were at in a crowd of people, and just randomly someone goes, "Hey, it's PWU."
Yeah, that was cool as shit.
That was
I
cool
didn't
because
know
that
what
had
to
never
do.
happened before. Someone just randomly knowing, because we're not on camera that much, which is the other odd thing.
Yeah, which means like he had to have like seen a video with our faces.
Yeah.
They're probably
So-
fans. And it's cool to think about. It's weird. It's weird. I remember my favorite fan interaction, which also happened last year, was I was at a BART station. And I was just listening to music on my headphones. And this dude comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, I don't mean to bother you. Is your name Nick?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, dude, I'm a hella big fan of your podcast." I was like, "That's crazy. Why?" Is there? And he was super cool. He's like, "Yeah, like I'm training to be he's like a indie wrestler in San Jose."
Nice.
He was a cool dude, and it was really funny because at that time I wasn't smoking marijuana like I am now, but it's really funny to think about when he left. He was like, "Yeah, man, hey, by the way, I'm like I work over at this dispensary. You should like if you ever need anything, just let me know and I can hook you." Oh, good, thank you. God, I need to hit him. That was super cool though. I think that was my first ever like fan noticing me experience, and I was super like, "Aww."
I had one of those
Yay.
2 years ago when I went to a SmackDown where someone just randomly comes up and goes, "You're Tim, huh?" I was like, yeah. He's like, "Oh, I've watched your stuff." I was like, "Oh, you watch my stuff? How do you know my face?"
Should have said no. Are you Tim? Ooh.
But
Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, here's one thing that I love from 2019. In the year of 2019, and like December, Kurt Angle was still keeping up the Jason Jordan is his illegitimate son storyline. Holy shit, funny. That whole storyline was
his first grandchild.
Oh, it was just stupid. It was so dumb. And like they know that, right? They know that it's stupid, right? They have to. That's why they keep doing it.
Here's
For
my
God's
question.
sakes- Go ahead.
Do you think he just did that himself, or they were like, "Hey, keep the interaction going between you guys"? As far
Hold
as
up. Henry McKenna, baby, with the fucking membership.
thank you, Henry. No, my question is,
I have an idea.
my question here is, have they told Kurt just keep up the thing of
Yeah.
Jason Jordan's your kid, or was it
Yeah.
they haven't mentioned it in forever to him, and he was just randomly, "This will pop the internet"?
No, I really hope it's like that he actually secretly really loves this storyline. He's like, I need to commit to this, and this is going to be the thing that we do.
You know what would have been really funny?
If
What?
if he was just there.
No.
If like he was there, she gave birth.
No.
Gives the kid a fucking angle slam.
No, you know what would have been really funny? This is kind of messed up. But if when they did the whole Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle storyline, and Jason Jordan came to Raw for that first reveal, if Kurt Angle would have been like, "Oh, you're Jason Jordan? I thought that was the other guy." Like if he didn't know which was
shit.
which in American Alpha.
It would make so much sense. Gable's so much shorter than you're way too tall to be my son. Oh, I want to do a thing for every new member we get tonight. I'll just take a very like aggressively long hit of my marijuana. Progressively throughout the show, I will continue to get more and more geschmiggle at your expense. keep doing the thing where you sub to it. You also do the membership thing. It's fun. We want to
if you sign up this year. If you sign up as a member, you get some perks as well. As a member, you get a badge next to your name in the live chat and in comment sections. Your name is green. You get to use our cool emojis. And you also get early access to some of our videos, just like what is up right now. So we've got a new series. It's called PWUnlimited Rank It. And if you are a member, you get all 3 episodes of Season 1 all at once to binge. Not only do you get that, but each episode for members also comes with the watch-along that you don't get as just a regular YouTube subscriber. And plus, Nick and I, sometime in the month of January, we'll be doing a members-only Q&A podcast, so that should be fun as well. And we've got other things like a couple list videos coming in January as well that will go out early access to the members and Patreon subscribers. Steve Embaum says Matt Morgan and Kane both became mayors. They did in
Holy
2019.
shit! Yeah, they did. Respect, brother.
Kane in Tennessee and Matt Morgan in Florida.
Listen, wait a minute. Doesn't Kane's ultimately better? Kane's the only mayor that's ever also been a champion in WWE.
Yeah,
it's also been a 24/7 champion. I love that 24/7 belt. I want them to do so much with it in 2020.
They've kind of slowed down with it. What I liked was the stuff they did with Truth and Tozawa, where they were going all around New York.
Yeah, okay.
Christmas episode.
So that's something from 2019 that like I loved and I thought that made wrestling feel a little bit more goofy instead of like so dramatic all the time with the WWE. I like I'm sure it's known by now. I really like goofy shit. I like funny, cool shit that like you would only see in a video game. I like that kind of stuff in wrestling. That's my preferred kind of wrestling. Like technical shit's cool and all. Like I'm not gonna knock like a Daniel Bryan match, right, or just a technical masterpiece, but I don't know, something about Orange Cassidy and Dick Justice having a match at Beyond Wrestling in some like really small ass venue is like that is my favorite thing to just watch compared to like I don't know, like any WWE match from 2019.
Hey, there were some good WWE matches, like the match at TLC between Aleister Black and Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. That match was great.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, that match was cool. But again, like even with that, look how long we had to wait for that to happen. Like, what were they like? Fuck, these two guys have been doing nothing for months. So like, why did? I don't know. Do they have no faith in either of them? And now they're like, oh, stupid.
I think it's because Heyman finally has more pull. And those are two guys that Heyman really, really likes. So it's finally like, maybe finally Vince goes, fuck it. Just do it. It's two guys. You got them in one program. They're not taking up 2 spots. They're taking up 1. 2 spots on the show on the card.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Another, like I said before, we started talking about this. One positive thing from 2019 for me was the 24/7 belt because I thought it brought a lot of funny stuff to WWE.
The only thing I don't like with the 24/7 belt is when you're having a good match and then for some reason they got to chase the champ around the ring. Like what was it when there was a Charlotte match? Was it 2 weeks ago with the Chelsea Green match or was it the Natty match? It was the Natty match. Where they're having a good match, and then just randomly, the 24/7 guys run down. She boots Eric Young, and then just goes back on with her match. Like, why was that needed?
That's
the only thing I don't like. When they use it in the wrong way to interrupt things.
Yeah.
But when they do, like, the cool skits and stuff, like when they first started out, like the one where Jinder showed up at the golf course in his gear.
Everything involving drink. I love the idea that Jinder Mahal is only like that ripped ass version of him when he's in his ring gear. Like as soon as he takes it off, he goes back to like 2010 Jinder Mahal. Holy shit. I've made this character ultimately cooler. Vince, hire me.
But it's like, I love when they do the skits with it. Not just the, we're going to run around the arena stuff. But when they go out of the arena and do skits or... Like I said, like the stuff they did with Tozawa where they were all around New York City. Or the stuff
Yeah.
when they would do stuff with Drake Maverick and they'd go outside of the building, like when they were at the hotel room and Truth showed up at the hotel room. And it was just like that kind of stuff I liked because they were thinking out of the box and they were doing, I guess you could say, what's the word? More, I guess, creative things.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wonder
saying,
how much of that was WWE, how much of that was like maybe the guys themselves being like, hey, we should, like, you want to fuck around and do this?
Well, I know at first the Drake Maverick stuff, that was all him when he was like, I printed up these flyers and Mr. Hand, that was all him. The flyers.
God, he printed flyers, bro.
Help me find the 24/7 champion. He's like, hit me up on Twitter.
Oh,
you see him.
WWE constantly fumbles the bag with the great suit. God, your camera keeps cutting out. It's making me very distracted.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it. It wasn't doing it before we went live.
Mine's doing it as well.
It's not that bad.
WWE just fumbles the bag with the really funny shit that they could do. And it frustrates me so much. Because, like, God, I hate seeing potential and then they're just like, nah, fuck you.
Right.
Never mind. You're going to get more of this. Fuck. Come on, dude. 2019 was a frustrating year for wrestling.
A little bit.
It was just a lot of bickering this year. It was like, oh, who's better? And it's like, who gives a fuck? Just watch. Just watch. Shut up. Shut up.
But, I mean, I was just thinking about, the year as a whole. As we, move forward, like I said, we had the big AEW show in May that really kicked them off. But then they, to me, not to knock it or anything, then they did the next couple of shows, which I guess, or I get, they weren't supposed to be like big over the top shows. So they weren't really super newsworthy, like the Fyter Fest and the Fight for the Fallen shows and stuff. And like I said, WWE didn't really do anything, at least in my opinion, super newsworthy other than like no one going into the year, no one expected Kofi to be the champion.
Yeah, to be honest with you.
And then no one also expected Kofi to, like, everyone expected on that October 4th show, Kofi's going to drop the title. Nobody expected it to happen in 7 seconds, though.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a match.
I thought
I really wish we would have just got more information on what that fucking call was.
It was them wanting to make sure that Brock looked like the biggest beast possible.
I mean, yeah, but like, I guess just like fuck the dude you built up, huh?
Basically.
Fuck
because
that, though.
Because here's the thing. Vince only did that because he got over and thought, if I make this guy the champion, maybe he'll sell more merch and make me more money. So it's like, if we just kill him dead, it's not like we had a plan for him anyways.
I mean, yeah, but still, fuck. I don't know. I just feel like they're at a constant state of just like fumbling their fucking bags. They have gold and then it's just tossed away. And it's frustrating.
Yeah. I know one newsworthy, I guess you could call it a newsworthy thing that I did gloss over was Ambrose leaving. Because he was one of those guys that was like, they were using him well. You thought he was a top guy, and we didn't really know how, I guess you could say, upset he was for so long being there. Like, he just, in those Wade Keller interviews that he did once he left, and talked about how he just hated being there for the whole last year he was there.
Yeah.
And when you saw him on camera, he was just as they say, consummate professional. And just, we learned that he argued with Vince a couple times on why am I doing this or I don't want to do that. But eventually was like, if it's what I got to do, it's what I got to do. And so with him, eventually leaving, like once we started to hear the rumblings of he's not re-signing, it was like, okay, yeah, it's inevitable. WWE already is talking about he's leaving. He's not sticking around. And it was just like, before all the rumors started, that was something you would have never thought was going to happen. That's like, you can say, Roman will never leave. But here's the difference between that. Dean knew what it was like to be on the outside. Roman's never been on the outside. So Roman only knows WWE. And it's like he's protected way more than Dean ever was in that company.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing with if you think all three members of the Shield, Rollins as well. Rollins does seem like a guy that won't leave. But at the same time, he knows what it's like to be on top outside of the company. He's been ROH champion. He's, run other promotions. He's got his own school. He knows the outside more than you can say like a Roman Reigns. Because go for it.
No, I was just gonna say with Dean leaving, his exit felt so fucking weird. Everything about it, we thought it was weird when it was happening, and then we just didn't think about it. But thinking about now knowing that he did in fact leave, looking back, maybe they knew for a fact he's leaving, so now we're going hard with it. Watching that shit on TV, this is Dean Ambrose's last match. WWE, what the fuck are you doing? Where the fuck was this for literally anybody else ever? Why did,
Because they had the... Why, you know why they did it? You know why they pushed it? You know why they pushed it so hard?
Why?
Because they can try to milk the last bit of money out of them Shield t-shirts. So if they're like, this is... the Shield Last Stand. Get the t-shirt that says Shield Last Stand. We're never going to sell new Shield merch again because the Shield's done and da-da-da. So it was a way for them to try and make more merch money.
That's vile.
Pushing it hard. But the weird thing? The weird thing about it is since he showed up in AEW that first night at Double or Nothing, I haven't even once fumbled and called him Dean Ambrose. It's always just Jon Moxley. To me, he's just Jon Moxley with what's his fucking name? Huh?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to think of.
No, what's his name? I don't
know.
Ty Dillinger. I can't think of his current name sometimes, and I go back to
current name? What is his current name? Garbage, terrible human wrestler and ugly man.
I don't know why my mind is blanking so bad right now, but I can remember the Ty Dillinger name.
Nick. Something. Sean Spears.
And it's like with him it's okay, I know he's Sean Spears, but sometimes I'll say, Ty Dillinger, because that's what he was in WWE. But with Ambrose, it's I don't even think of him as Dean Ambrose. He's just Jon Moxley. In case the only time I think of him as Ambrose is when my kids may be watching an AEW show with me and they call him Dean Ambrose because that's all they've ever known him as. And they don't watch TNA regular or AEW regularly. But it's just it's just weird that he's just Moxley. And I don't even think of him as Dean Ambrose. Is that because he has changed himself that much?
I don't think
or is it because he's just been so prominent in AEW?
I think it's just because people were talking about him. He was talked about. When everyone saw it on Twitter, they're like, yeah, this dude's name is John, not Dean. And they don't want to look dumb. So everyone just got used to it. I, for one, do agree with Henry when he says, I can't wait for Moxley versus Suzuki. It's going to be insane.
Yes.
Goddamn will be. Luke Might says, Nick, can I get a hit? Here, just put your face on the screen. There you go. Me. Enjoy. 2019. Let's get back on track on this goddamn podcast.
We've been on track. One of the big news stories was Ambrose or Moxley leaving WWE. I mean, him going to AEW wasn't that big of a news story because it was kind of expected.
Yeah.
But I mean, other things was, AEW getting on television. That was kind of big because they got on a prominent network without having any kind of hey, here's what we've done in the past and what we can do for you. It was more of, here's our idea, give us a shot.
That's great. That's fucking insane.
When you have all these other wrestling companies that put on great shows but can't get on a good TV network. I'm going to just say it, Impact's been 2019 has been an up year for Impact. They've had a lot of good shows, but no one would give them a shot because of their past. They literally had to buy a station in the United States to get on a decent network. and then they fucked New Japan.
God damn it! I'll buy the TV to get on.
Basically,
I love Impact.
They basically bought access just so they had it.
That Impact refuses to fucking die.
That is true
they
too.
Won't.
That is
they
true too.
Won't. They won't. Like, granted, they will beat the shit out of a dead horse. Like, they'll beat it to death, but god damn it, they're trying. And, like, again, it does still feel like old, like, 2010 Impact, where it was like, remember when you had like Hogan constantly and all the legends and people, and it was just constantly. But then you had like a couple of gems here and there, and you're like in the undercard that like the fans really latched onto, and that's who they went to see.
Right.
I feel like they still have that. Like, they really have their top of the card set, and everyone else is just kind of like cannon fodder. But I think the cannon fodder has been fantastic. It's been really great. They've had a lot of, like, they've given a lot of wrestlers opportunity, which I think is great. And I think they helped a lot of wrestlers break out. And I think Impact, for what it has left, they've had a great 2020. I hope they fucking have a great 2020. I'd love to see them by the end of this year, maybe might mess around and get on a legitimate cable network.
Well, no, they're going to be on Access because they literally, the company that owns Impact, Anthem Sports Entertainment, bought Access, so they're there.
They're gonna have, like,
and they already pushed out New Japan, so they can,
Yeah. Is Access in every home?
Not every, but I mean,
in most.
It's in a lot. I don't know. I know.
Is it enough to run your show?
It's enough
homes to get the views.
I mean, it was enough for New Japan to come to the United States and sell out their first 3 or 4 shows.
Fuck, that's true, Chief.
But I mean, I know with like Dish Network, DirecTV, you get it with that. I'm not sure. I think you get it on Comcast. And then,
do you guys get Access?
Me?
Yeah,
chat?
I'm asking chat.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb. Man.
So, I mean, if you haven't heard the story, basically what happened was Impact, they got the stronghold, I guess you could say, on Access TV. And Access went to New Japan and said, Impact wants to work with you guys. Basically how you work with Ring of Honor. And New Japan said, no, we don't want that.
No.
And so Access goes, okay, well then unfortunately we can't do business with you anymore. And, the history with Impact and New Japan goes back years to like 2010, 2011, when they had a working relationship. They would send some of their talent there to, they would. So here's how New Japan works for anybody who's unfamiliar with it. You have all your guys that train with New Japan, either in their dojo in Japan or their dojo in Los Angeles. And then those guys work all like the opening card and pre-show matches for a little while. And then when they think, okay, this guy's good, he's got what we want, they send them off to either a Ring of Honor or a CMLL in Mexico and say, work there for a year, learn from those guys, come back, you'll be a star. That's what happened with Jay White. And if you've ever wondered why a lot of the guys in like the opening matches and the pre-shows all just wear black trunks, because that's their mentality of, until you leave and go on what they call excursion, you don't have a gimmick yet. You're just a guy still learning. But then when you come back, you can start your gimmick and all that. And that's what happened with Jay White. Jay White was one of those guys. They sent him to Ring of Honor for a year. He came back and boom, he's top 4 in the company. And that happened to Okada. They sent Okada off in like 2010 to Impact. And because his name's Okada, they fucking said, oh, Okada, like the Green Hornet.
Yep.
We're going to make you the Green Hornet sidekick. And he hated every bit of it. They hated how he was used. And ever since then, they've not really wanted to work with Impact. And when Access said, you either work with Impact or we can't work with you, they literally said, well, we'd rather not be on your station and not have U.S. television. So, bye-bye.
I feel like they could...
I've heard rumblings, but nothing serious. Of like interest.
They need to get the New Japan Pro Wrestling of America situated first. They need to get settled first.
I know they have 3 shows upcoming.
What is it? Miami, another place in Florida, and somewhere in the Midwest.
I know they've got like Nashville. It's all East Coast stuff. I know one's Nashville. I don't know the other 2 off the top of my head.
I think I just named the other 2. It was Miami and Florida. I saw the post today.
Gotcha. Other than that, they haven't announced anything for United States shows at all, which is very weird. And it's just like, I don't know where they go, because if you're going to try and run a U.S.-based brand, where are they going to air the stuff? On New Japan World? I mean,
unless they make a better New Japan World optimized for only U.S. users.
That's what I'm thinking, because a lot of U.S. people get frustrated when it's like, oh, my Chrome won't switch to the English version, or because it's like, yes, they have a Fire Stick app, but you still have to go on your computer and sign up on their website before you can log in on your computer, on your app on Fire Stick. And sometimes that app even messes up where it doesn't want to work right. Yeah. And so you still got to go back to the computer, and then sometimes, oh, what the hell? It's not working. It won't switch to English. Then people get frustrated and say, screw it. I like what they did this year with Wrestle Kingdom and partnering with Fight TV, to where it's like, oh, if you don't want to deal with the New Japan World stuff, just go order it on Fight TV. Yeah, it's more expensive, but maybe it's more convenient for you that way.
Respect. Thank you, New Japan.
And so I don't know if they're going to do more shows on Fight TV this year, but we'll see.
So let's transition in talking a little bit about 2019, because there was some shit that we did that was a little bit different this year. Some stuff that we tried that didn't really, either A, didn't really get off the ground, or B, we didn't really give it time to get off the ground. Some fun shit we did. We got to do a lot of cool stuff this year. Let's talk a little bit about that. What were some highlights for you on the fucking channel?
Well, I mean, probably the biggest thing was the Vegas trip and or the AEW and StarCast stuff. That was fun.
That was so cool, man. That was really, for me, that was weird. I felt really weird there. I don't know, because I was like, I'm a little baby boy. I'm a little baby boy with all these big media men. It was just, I don't know, it was weird for me. It was definitely something that I felt like I did not belong there, and you could fucking tell on all of the videos.
What, was you out there smoking it up with Ron Funches?
God damn it, Ron Funches! It's great. It's great that I made 2 extremely good friends out of that event, and it was the fucking dude, the British dude in front of me, Kyle, and it was the dude next to me, Kurt, who was sitting next to me. And both of those guys I'm like super good friends with now, and it's awesome.
That's cool. I remember you got into when they did the get high and watch wrestling thing, you got into the room before me. And so I walk in and I find where you guys are sitting, and I sit down next to one of the guys, and first thing he goes, "Shall I buy you a beer?" I was like, "Oh, I don't drink." And he's sitting there going, "So should I get you a beer?" I was like, "No, I don't drink." "Do you want a beer? I'll pay for it." I'm like, "No, thank you." And you go, "I'll take his."
I'll take it. I got a free whiskey Coke. Baby, I got like 9. It was great. I was drunk and I was so great.
That show was so fun, the whole get high and watch wrestling.
Yeah, it was great. We talk about stuff we want to do in 2019, in 2020. I really want to do something like that, the whole get high and watch wrestling thing, because I think that's at least pots become kind of a normalized thing. It's not too looked down upon anymore. And I think that'd be something fun to do. I'd like to try something like that. I want to do shit this year. Yeah. I really want to do I want to be busy. I don't know. I feel like I have a retail job, which sucks, and I don't like it, and it makes me want to die all the time. And that's where this channel super comes in handy, and I can think of shit, work on creating shit,
right?
And it's super fun, and that's why I want to try a whole bunch of different stuff this year. And I talked to Tim about this before, about how I want to put different stuff on the channel that isn't necessarily anywhere near what our niche is, like what we're like. Most people, aside for the lovely here that like looking at our faces, are just like sub to us for like news. They just want new shit. That's cool. That's fine. But I want to really do stuff that isn't necessarily news or even related to current happenings of wrestling.
Right.
I want to do still be involved in wrestling, but I'd like to do some sketches and stuff, and I'd like to do some more on-camera stuff. Like we were just talking about earlier, I'd like to do like Friday night game nights again. I think that was super fun. Like after the Friday night podcast, we'd just be like, cool, let's go do a game night too. So we want to do stuff. It's going to be a fun, busy year. And I want to actually stick to doing this shit, man. It's going to be fun.
And we want to do more, content that you guys want to see, that you guys want to watch, that you may even want to, subscribe for. Like, if we can get a decent amount of people either signed up here as a YouTube member or on Patreon, which we prefer you on Patreon because it actually helps us more there, because I'm just going to say it, on YouTube, when you sign up as a member, yeah, you get some cool perks in the live chat and all that, but YouTube takes their cut. So that it's cool, but whatever. But if you sign up on Patreon, we actually get more. It helps us better over there. And we want to, if we can get a good subscriber base over there, we want to make it worth it for us to do more high production videos and segments and skits and stuff that people want to see.
I'm excited. There's going to be some fun shit we're going to be doing this year.
And it's like, I'm not saying, oh, subscribe, pay us and that's the only way you're ever going to get content from us. No, but what it would be like, hey, if we're getting we're able to make more money, we can put more money back into the channel. That's what it really is. It's not we're just making more money for us. It's we're making more money so we can put that money back into the channel to, up the quality of our microphones, up the quality of our cameras, up the quality of the production on different streams and stuff. And so, like I said, if you sign up on Patreon, that helps even more, and you will still get basically all the same stuff as you would as a YouTube member, except for the live chat stuff, like the badges and the, emojis.
Fuck yeah. And talking about, like, people, going out of their way and helping us out, we skip over this talking so much. Luke Might with 499 would it be a bad idea for WB to go with Drew versus Alistair at Mania? I don't know how you would get it there, but I'm sure it would be a great match.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun as all hell.
I'm sure it would be a fine enough match. I'd like to see it. I'm down.
Henry McKenna asks about, could Miz and Morrison bring back the dirt sheets? I would say yes, but not in the same way that it was back the first time they did it. It would be more of an updated version, kind of like Miz TV, but with two hosts and a little more comedy. But like a happy medium between the comedy of what the dirt sheet was and the seriousness of what Miz TV is. I think that's what, if you bring the dirt sheet back, that's what it needs to be now. Half comedy, but more serious than it ever was. Because it's just, that's where Miz has grown to. We now know Miz is more of trying to be more serious. And so if he just goes straight back to uber comedy like they were doing back then, it kind of just feels dated. So they have to update it in a way that feels good for 2020. I have a question for you real fast.
What?
Is it 2020 or 2020?
I just say 20.
Huh? You cut out there. What'd you say?
I just say 20.
Here's the issue with that.
What?
If you ever, you probably don't, because who does this anyways? If you ever write a check, they say do not, like a check or a money order, do not just put 20 on it. Because the issue with that is, with it being 20, that can be changed to like 2019 or 2018, and then someone can fuck with you and say, oh, I don't like this guy, so I'm going to say that his check's 2 years old. I'm going to put an 18 on it, and then your check doesn't clear or something. I don't know. It's just something I heard on the radio yesterday. They're like,
you're old. God, you're old. I heard it on the radio. God damn, Grandpa.
Hey, I was switching them dials and changing the knobs on my tubular television.
I hate 2020, I'm leaving the show.
Okay, 2-man podcast.
Respect.
Or was it the 2-man show?
I don't know. It was like I was 16. God damn, this Charlie horse is
still hurting you?
Yeah, a little bit. George Sean Cox. No, man, thanks for watching. It's fun, dude. Like I said, cool shit's gonna be coming.
Oh yeah,
watch it.
I really enjoyed doing the first season of the Rank It. We learned
that was cool as shit.
We learned some stuff as far as we should do a little more backstory on the matches.
Yeah.
And if you guys have suggestions on, I like if you guys watch the Rank It videos and you say I like it, but maybe you should try this, give us your feedback. It's a new series. We haven't really done retro reviews, so we're learning with you guys. And if you say, hey, try this next time, if it works, maybe we'll try this next time. Nick, you're so out of focus. And there, you're back. But, again, with stuff like that, we've already come up with a few ideas to make it possibly better for the next set of videos. And we've also got a couple other ideas we're tinkering with. The issue is, on this channel, subscribers, and I'm not saying it's any certain set of subscribers, just overall, our people say we want more stuff, different stuff, new stuff. So when we try new stuff, then people don't watch it though. That's the issue. We put out news, everyone loves the news, we're never going to stop doing the news. I love doing the news. But outside of news, we want to do more than news, and that's where we need you guys to help support. We need your views, your watch time, your shares, your comments to make it so if we do non-news stuff, if we do the Rank It videos, if we do like the trivia videos, if Nick does the hot take or 2 every month, if you guys are watching those videos and supporting those videos, we can do more. But if you're not watching them, we can't keep putting the time in to do a bunch of videos that no one's going to watch. So we have to move on and try something different.
Yeah, man, feedback is cool.
That was one of the issues with the trivia. The trivia was not I could throw that together in a couple hours video. That was, I had to research to get certain questions. I had to edit it all, graphics, this, that. It took a couple days for each video. And then when less than 1,000 people would watch it, it's like, the time it took compared to how many people actually watch it, it's not viable. So that's what we need help from you guys now with getting the word out. Hey, I like this video. Share it if you like it. Give it a thumbs up. The more YouTube sees our subscribers interacting with our videos, not just watching, but giving it a thumbs up, commenting, and sharing it, the more they're going to know, hey, people like their stuff. Let's show other people their stuff.
Fuck yeah, man. 2020 is going to be a fun year. We got a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are going to like it.
Reading the chat here.
Begin to wrap.
Before we do wrap things up.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I'm not that. Leave me alone.
But I do want to thank everybody. Like, I'm not dogging on our subscribers. I want to thank everybody, all 165,000 of you that are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't even be able to be here and say, hey, we've got ideas now. Help us get them out there.
Listen, at the end of the day, you guys help me flex so many fucking subscribers on all of my friends. And I can't thank you enough for, like, that ultimate flex. You guys are awesome. You guys are, like, weird, funny, and I love you guys. I love that, like, it's very cool that I now have, like, I can just recognize names in the live shows. Because I've never done shit like this until this. So the concept of me, like, interacting with someone It's just because I recognize them on my show. You guys are cool. Eric Tate, you have a cool fucking name.
So as we
wrap up, someone's got to win a goddamn.
So like Nick was saying, as we wrap up, somebody
has to win a goddamn bobble.
Gonna win a bobblehead. And we have a winner. We had people go on our website, fill out an entry form, and out of all the names, we threw them all into a random generator. Can I get a drum roll? No? No drum roll? The winner is Ricky McIntyre. I want to say thank you to everybody who did sign up for the bobblehead giveaway. Ricky McIntyre, I will be emailing you to get your information to send you out your Seth Rollins bobblehead. These bobbleheads they're just super well made. They're high quality. They're actually got some weight to them. They're awesome. Again,
I'm sorry, I keep blowing smoke into the camera.
You're fine.
It makes me okay.
It's fine. You weren't even on camera for that whole bobblehead giveaway thing anyways. But I do want to congratulate Ricky McIntyre for winning the bobblehead giveaway. As soon as you...
Congrats, brother.
I will send you an email. I don't know if you're even listening right now. So if you're not, I'll send you an email. So that way you know you did win. And then once I get your information, I'll send you out your bobblehead.
Fuck yeah.
As far as this weekend goes, I know I'll talk about this again.
Hey, hold on. Can I share something really funny that just happened to me?
Go for it.
I had a friend. She seemed kind of down. I sent her a message, and I was just like, hey, man, okay. And I was like, hey, is there anything I can do to help? I'm not sure. And I said, I'm here for you. But you know how, like, sometimes phones have predictive text? I ended up typing out, I'm here for you, bruh. Like some kind of fucking middle school kid. Now I feel like...
Anthony Manzano.
Shut up.
You said, please read your comment. You're going to have to put it again. Because if just keep saying... So here's a little hint for people in the chat. The chat, people keep chatting. If I accidentally miss your thing, you may have to say it again. Just saying, please read my comment, I'm not going to know how far back to scroll to find your comment. And as I'm producing and hosting this podcast, I can't focus on the chat, not focus on the content we're providing. So I can't really go back and scroll through the chat. So if you have a comment or a question in the chat and I miss it, wait a couple minutes. If I don't address it, ask it again. Again, I can't just scroll back through the chat because I'm not going to go where to scroll through. And then I'm just going to be sitting here, and then everyone's in the listening, watching. So just a little heads up for anybody that ever says, hey, you missed my comment or my question in the chat. If I miss it, a couple minutes go by, just ask it again.
Sinclair says, Nick, you're savage. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, God. It's Orange Cassidy. How is he not anybody's? Let's wrap this shit up.
I mean, he's not mine.
You didn't ask.
But I guess, like you say, I'm more of like, what you always call me, the old guy. I don't get that young kid hipness.
Oh, yeah, brother. Let's wrap this up.
But again, thank you guys for supporting us, getting us to 100 episodes of the PWUnlimited podcast, where I think like 95% of the 100 we did together. There wasn't too many we didn't do together.
Yeah, it was just when I was it's just during like holiday season where I can't, because retail jobs are so goddamn demanding. Fuck. So like a lot of that would me just be coming home 15 minutes before we go live. I'm like, dude, I just fucking talked all day. I don't want to sit. Like I want to eat and go to bed. But hopefully that'll change. I'd like that too. I want to be on more content.
And Henry McKenna Cavallo, to not burst your bubble on your little idea there, saying, where was it?
I'd love to.
He said, Nick, Matt Riddle, and RVD. Well, Matt Riddle can't be doing that no more because he gets drug tested regularly.
Home dog, I guarantee you that man's on gas all the time.
I mean, WWE drug tests.
I'm sure he knows when they drug test too. I'm sure he optimizes himself.
I don't know.
It's possible, dude. It's possible. Hey, did you know the MLB is gonna suspend you for smoking weed?
I heard about that.
For it. That's really great, but they are gonna be testing for heroin.
Uh-oh.
Fuck! Like, who fucked up? Who? Like, what of the 32?
That's what I was thinking. Like,
fucked up and did heroin to our fucking. Who's the commissioner of MLB now?
I don't know.
I don't know. The dude would be like, all right, look, you can take off marijuana. I guess we gotta fucking put heroin on the ban list. I didn't think I'd have to.
Here's my question: was there that many people that got popped for it that now they have to specifically look for it?
Imagine getting popped for hair.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen,
sorry, late at night, I got popped with heroin.
On that
note, thank you guys. You guys, I don't know why you put up with my fucking antics, but you guys are. Follow me on Twitter at Ormweek21. Do all the other stuff where you follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me basically everywhere at Timmy Buddy. We will be live. Well, I'll be live again tomorrow talking the AEW show. And then the NXT podcast will not be a live podcast this week, but I will put up a review. And then Friday we'll be up for SmackDown. And then Sunday, as I was going to talk earlier and just kind of blew past it, Sunday, I'm going to try and do 2 separate podcasts on Sunday. We will do one early in the day for the NXT UK pay-per-view. And then if I'm able to watch the whole thing, I will try and do a review for the Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill pay-per-view as well. I don't know if I'll be able to watch the whole show live or have to watch it later. So if I have to watch it later, I'll do like a reacts video kind of thing where I just give my thoughts. But if I can watch the Impact pay-per-view live, then I'll do a podcast right after as well.
Absolutely.
So we got at least 4 or 5 more shows coming for you guys this week live, and then plus all the news. And don't forget, episode 2 of PW Unlimited Rank It does drop this Friday. If you want all 3 episodes now with the watch-alongs, sign up, hit that join button, become a YouTube member or a Patreon subscriber, patreon.com/PWUnlimited, and you will get all 3 episodes and the watch-alongs for those. But if you want to wait, you can wait and get episode 2, which is SummerSlam 2000 ladder match, this Friday.
That's a fun one. It was also really late at night. Really late at night. Be fucking aware. I was so dog. I worked like 9 hours that day, and we had to film it that day.
Yeah, because it took way longer. It took way longer to edit and save out those videos than I expected. So I'm glad we did it when we did.
Dog, like I was so tired. I hadn't worked all day. So if you guys want to see me fucking delusional, now go watch it. It's so good. But thank you guys for watching. That's it, right? Wrap this up. I can say my line.
Yeah.
Your mom. She probably. Bye. DK. Donkey Kong.